What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers, and we're going to discuss their rotation players. Let's get into it.
The Los Angeles Clippers are currently second in the Western Conference with a record of 15-5, and they've won 9 of their last 10 games. 2 of those games they had to play without their superstars. Are the Clippers the real deal this season?
Yes, I'm going to have to say yes. And I think what really solidified it for me is when Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were out. So we know what Paul George and Kawhi is going to give. It's obvious. I mean, Paul George, oh my goodness, where'd that come from? But I'm glad it's here. So anyway, he dug into his Indiana days.
Yeah, deep into Indiana.
Oh my gosh, but it's amazing, right? So they've been pretty consistent, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And even Pat Beverly is pretty much going to give you the scrappy, point guard defense and shoot the threes. And he's going to do what he's going to do. But what's been amazing is that since they have not been there, those 3 guys, that we have been able in the past 2 games, look at how the team plays without them. At the end of the day, when you are deep into the playoffs, you're going to be relying on your rotation players to step up. And so to see the chemistry and the camaraderie and the continuity that they have without their guys, it's like, oh, this is something else. And maybe these other teams need to kind of consider what that looks like. And if their star players are not playing, because we got some teams out there where they got some injuries and, health and safety protocols that are going on, that their rotation players just looking a little sketchy. So good for the Clippers, yes. Yeah. What do you think? You think they're the real deal?
No, I haven't seen enough.
Okay. That's good.
Because this is the regular season. When we get to the playoffs, then I'll know for sure.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. So Reggie Jackson has always been my favorite at point guard over Pat Beverly, which might not be very popular, but I love the way he is playing, the way he stepped in. He had a couple of crucial shots, played awesome defense. That's what you're going to get from Pat Bev, but I like the younger version, which is Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, but I need Reggie Jackson to make sure he knows how many timeouts the team has.
Oh, yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, who's perfect, right? So you will have even your superstars make blunders. Fortunately for the Clippers, he made that mistake and they were still up and they won the game. This would be a totally different conversation had they lost.
Yeah. And I also like the way the team kind of rallied around him too. Like, oh, we got you. Don't even worry. Hey, keep your head in the game. That was very helpful for him.
It's very helpful. And you know what? I didn't see anybody do the... Now, he felt bad himself, of course, quite naturally. Who wants to make a mistake? But I didn't get the feeling when I was watching the game that anybody was like, oh, man, the whole, I don't need you to bring on extra pressure when I'm already feeling embarrassed because I did this on the national stage.
Yeah, he's going to be on Shaqtin' a Fool for that one. But
he will be on
but now Lou Williams, he's actually playing not so well this season. I don't know what's going on with him. He hasn't been the same since the bubble. Right now he's averaging 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, and that's well below his usual average. What's going on with Lou?
There's 2 things. I heard in one of the commentators say that he was dealing with hip issues. So maybe he's injured. Maybe he's trying to play through an injury. That's number 1. But I often wonder if he's truly happy. Like, does he feel a part of the team? And this is just speculation from my end, of course, because I agree. His production has decreased greatly, and also his minutes. So not only is he not playing very well, and perhaps his limited minutes is playing into the fact that he's not playing well, because he did play way more minutes last season than he's done this season. And perhaps it's because he may be suffering from a hip injury. But at the end of the day, Lou Williams was 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. So where is that? Does he not have it anymore? I just don't know. But the Clippers need for him to come back. They need that because he really helps add value coming off the bench to what the team needs, especially in those critical moments when perhaps your superstars are a little off, because it happens, right?
Yeah.
When he doesn't show up like he was showing up last season during the regular season. When I say he showed up, he didn't show up very well in the playoffs, in the bubble, but at least during the regular season, he was fairly good. He was second in line for Sixth Man of the Year, but Trez won. So I just think that something is different. I don't know quite what it is, and hopefully he'll find it, and maybe he'll, if he's injured, hopefully he'll heal. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Now, Luke Kennard, I mean, he's one of the new faces on the Clippers. I like what he's doing. At first, I was not sold on him. He's averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, but I think his stats do not really show his value.
I am still waiting for what the hype is around Luke Kennard. I'm still waiting for it. Have I seen spurts of what the noise is, and that he's going to really be a lights out shooter from 3 and all these other attributes that, people, in the sports arena are talking about? I just haven't really been impressed with it. I haven't seen it. And maybe because I didn't watch him when he played for, I want to say it was the Pistons.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yep. Team. I didn't watch him then, so perhaps I'm a little jaded, but I'm looking forward to see what the Clippers, why they thought they needed him on this team, and what everyone else that likes him are saying. I'm looking forward. I'm trying to find out when it's going to show up, because I haven't really seen it yet. So when he comes on the floor, I'm kind of like, oh, I just don't know. I'm not confident in what he can do and what value he adds to the team just yet. I'm quite sure it's there. I haven't seen it, and it hasn't impressed me, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I think what was impressive for me with Luke Kennard is like the timing of his shots. Usually, the shot clock is down to just a few seconds, and then boom, he's effective then. So I like that. There's added pressure. I mean, if you're shooting the ball with 21 seconds left versus 2 seconds left, there's a different level of pressure. And it seems like he's been able to rise to the occasion on that instance. Marcus Morris Sr., he's also, I think, in a shooting slump. Between him and Lou Williams, also part of, last year's team, their stats are down big time. And Marcus Morris signed a huge contract. I expect a little more from him.
He did say that he's okay with coming off the bench. I don't know why he would be okay coming off the bench, making the type of money he makes. And I don't know why the Clippers organization is allowing for him to come off the bench, because technically it should be Batum. He don't even make that much money. You signed that contract and you coming off the bench, whatever. But I do agree. However, in the last game that he played against the Heat, when Kawhi, Leonard, and Paul George weren't there, he did pretty good. And when he can do those, shoot those 3-pointers as he's known to do, and it really changes the trajectory of the game, I think it's really beneficial to him. So hopefully, like Lou Williams, they will find their comfortability zone again, get right in the pocket, and stay consistent with that, because that's really what they will need. The Clippers will need as the season progresses. So Marcus Morris, much better than what Lou Williams is bringing, but we'll see. I just don't know why he's off the bench.
Yeah, and Marcus Morris, he's turning into a 3-point shooter only. Yeah. I don't know that I like that about him. At least with Lou Williams, if he's struggling from 3, he can slash. Marcus is not a slasher.
No. Marcus Morris is actually, for me, he's awkward. If he's not standing on the perimeter, I don't want to see him going to the paint. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It just looks like he looks stiff when he is trying to defend, or he doesn't have the athleticism that usually players, not all players, but most players have. And it's something about he just looks like he's a robot. It's weird to me. So I want him just to stand on the perimeter. So yeah, if you're going to just be catch and shoot, maybe dribble a couple and shoot, that for me, I think that's a better fit for him now in his career. He's
okay
been there for years.
Oh my gosh. Now Zubac. I am not sold on Zubac. I've been saying this from the jump. Now, last game against the Orlando Magic, he had a very nice aggressive dunk, but that was all that I got from him. I just think the Clippers need to go a different direction for the second unit at center.
No, I see the improvement in Zubac. I'm glad he's not starting. That's number one. I am glad that he is coming off the bench. But I can see that he's actually kind of lost his butterfingers. holding on to the ball now, because that was one of my biggest gripes I had with him last season. I mean, the ball was just sliding right out of his hand. He does appear to be a lot more aggressive when he is functioning under the basket, which I really like. And he has some really nice dunks. He has acquired or achieved double doubles in multiple games. So, I mean, I like Zubac. I hope he stays. I love what he's bringing. I love the development that I see. I like the fact that he's coming off the bench. He should not be. I don't think he should be a starter.
Yeah, he definitely. I think that was a major shift that Ty Lue did that actually made sense.
Yes.
But in terms of what I think Ty Lue needs to do, make adjustments throughout the season, I would love to see Kabengele getting some of Zubac's minutes. He's aggressive. He's going to give you that hustle. He's got a motor that I have not seen in a very young player like him. So I'm thinking, that's a direction that Ty Lue needs to go.
Okay, we'll see if he wants to. I think Zoo is right where he needs to be. I believe his minutes are fair for him, and I want to see him continue to develop. Kabengele, you can come in 5 minutes before the game is over. Once the Clippers are up, I don't have no problem with you coming in when you come in. Maybe next season. But
during a couple of games that Kawhi Leonard was out with the health and safety protocols, Terrence Mann came in and he chipped in. I mean, not Kawhi Leonard type minutes or points, but he did pretty well.
Well, he's a sophomore, so this is the second season. Let's respect him and give him some space. And I was watching one of his post games. The game is starting to slow down for him. So now that it's slowing down, I believe now he'll be able to get in the groove. I do appreciate, that's why sometimes when the superstars sit down and we give these young players an opportunity to showcase their skills and get comfortable with the game at this level, it's really beneficial to them and what they can add to the entire organization. So I am glad that Terrence Mann had an opportunity, and he did pretty well. He did pretty well. He brings a certain level of energy that I like. And you want that energy. See, that's one of the things for me that's missing from Lou Williams. When he comes to the floor, he used to come to the floor with a whole bunch of energy. Now he just comes to the floor and he like blends in, and he hasn't changed he didn't change the game, right? So he has his impact is small. What I do enjoy about Terrence Mann, yes, he is in his second season, but he still has that spark, and it's always great to watch young players, and he has that. And so he did really well. And I loved watching him on the floor. So yes, I love when young players get an opportunity to play more minutes, which allows the team to see how the coaches see how they can fit them into the rotation scheme when they get further along into the season and also into the playoffs. So yes.
Yeah, he's played really well. Now, you mentioned something. Now, Lou Williams, you said that he used to come in with a lot of energy and he would change the momentum. Do you think that had anything to do with Trez and Pat Bev as well being part of that second squad? Now it's just him by himself.
Yes. There is something to the fact that you build a bond with people. And when that is separated, you realize that you need some people need it, and Pat Bev is fine. He gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna bring what he bring. But I do believe a piece of the fact that Trez is not there. I don't know if he really enjoys playing with the Clippers anymore because of the new dynamic. I don't know, and I also thought, well, maybe Ty Lue was waiting to give Lou Williams more minutes as we go further along in the season, because he wants to make sure that Batum and Kennard, Terrence Mann really understands what the Clippers is trying to do, because Lou's been there for the past 3 seasons. So I was just wondering. It's just
It could be that Ty Lue knows that Lou Williams' ship has sailed.
Oh, you know what? I also I think about this a lot, right? I'm wondering if Lou can potentially be on the trading block.
Yeah, but he's old, though. I don't know what you can get for him. I also think Montrez is suffering from that separation anxiety as well on the court.
We're not talking about them, but yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, so that bond was a real thing, and I think you're onto something when you say that Lou Williams is missing something. He's missing that spark. He doesn't change the momentum of the game. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm in. All right. Where do I go now?
You know what though, and I don't know if the Clippers have what they're gonna do. Keep him? I guess they got to keep him, right?
Yeah. I mean, who are they gonna trade away? Just Lue. And who you gonna throw in with him?
Amir Coffee. Oh, okay.
Amir Coffee averages 2 points this season.
I'm just joking. Yeah. So again, Lue, I hope you find your spark again.
All right, you guys. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to this channel and engage us in the comments. Let's talk about the Clippers and their rotation players, and who do you see as being the biggest spark off the bench?
Oh, right. Yeah. The next 6 man.
Oh, yeah, because it will not. It will not be Lou Williams this season. We will see you all on the next one. But until then,
peace.
Peace, y'all.